First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the
I really miss the old school theme music for pay-per-views.
Like the generic ones?
Like proper metal rock. I just don't feel this song at all.
I like it though. It's
an okay song, but for a pay-per-view, for a wrestling show, and you know, when like
does it
I'd even go for some Creed right now. You know?
Well, no. Creed has a special place in our hearts, to be honest with you, for one particular song.
Even Limp Bizkit right now. You know?
Whatever happened to Limp Bizkit? Well, this is instead of Limp Bizkit, because Limp Bizkit aren't around anymore.
You know, like My Way for WrestleMania, how class that was.
Yeah.
You know, just some like Metallica and stuff. You know, there's metal bands out there, guys. Even like NXT do it.
You know what's funny? Yeah, you're right, because they do.
Yeah.
We could argue better music or more music that we'd be into, but think of it this way: can you imagine how awful it'll feel if someone does a show like us in 10 years' time, thinking, "Whatever happened to Imagine Dragons?"
I don't think that'll ever happen with Imagine Dragons now.
I'd be surprised. Bands.
Like, obviously the music's meant to gear you up for a pay-per-view.
Well, certainly for the theme of Battleground.
Yeah, the name is Battleground. So you're thinking it's going to be a battle, and they just play this. You're falling asleep listening to it.
The song's called Battler, so maybe that's one thing, but there you go.
Yeah.
Let's move on into it. Let's talk about the show anyway, and we'll talk about the pre-show first. Aiden English, your student, against Ty Dillinger.
Yep.
Good to see the crowd haven't forgotten Dillinger. He still got a good pop, like I decided when he came out.
He did actually get a good pop. Like, Philadelphia's a very smart wrestling crowd.
It is. Oh, it's one of the smartest
really
going.
Smart wrestling crowd. So they know talent.
Absolutely.
So they will cheer it.
Absolutely.
And Ty Dillinger is talent.
Indeed, he is.
But I feel he needs something now. He needs, like, gimmick alone is not going to get you over, especially when Vince McMahon's in charge of you.
He needs a good rivalry, I think, now, or run the title.
I don't think maybe a rivalry is what he needs. I think he needs a tag team partner.
Oh, okay.
I think him with someone in the tag team division would work wonders for him.
Well, who did he team?
That's what I'm trying to think of. Who could he team with?
Who did he team up with on SmackDown again? With
Sami Zayn. They're both not doing anything. It could work.
Yeah.
They're both high energy sort of guys.
Wouldn't be the worst team. Yeah.
It wouldn't be the worst team in the world.
Yeah. The thing is, though, you could argue that Zayn is
the Ginger Tens.
I don't know. It could work. But anyway, going back to the match, English just seems to be showing more better mannerisms now as the theatrical heel. Like his poses, I think, are actually good.
Proper, yeah, and they were definitely putting it behind. They were getting behind him for that, especially.
Yeah, his aggression is very good during the matches as well. The mannerisms of his character are definitely improving. That's for sure.
Don't get me wrong. He's a very talented wrestler. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Dillinger managed to kick out of English's front face plant, which although made him lose his composure, almost had a bit of an outbreak from the whole thing.
That was actually really using that as a finisher, I think, would be really good.
Not bad at all. English, though, managed to avoid Dillinger's turnbuckle punches by tripping Dillinger onto the top turnbuckle and then finishing him off with his full Nelson face plant for the pinfall win. A bit of an upset, actually. None of us called it. We all called
Dillinger, yeah. I think as soon as I saw them giving him a cape and everything like that for his entrance.
They're giving him a push.
They're giving him
a wee bit of a push. A bit of a nudge, we'll call it.
Kind of, I got a foresight on what was going to happen for the main show during the pre-show.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed it, but they did an interview with Kevin Owens and AJ Styles beforehand. Did you watch that?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah.
Or maybe, actually.
Tom Phillips, I think, was the one that did it as well. Tom Phillips interviewed Kevin Owens in the back beforehand, sporting a new t-shirt, the Face of America t-shirt, and I thought then, crap, AJ's not winning.
Okay, well, we'll get
because he had the new t-shirt.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you think that was probably we'll get onto that in a minute. Well, first of all, talk about the best match of the night in both of our opinions: the New Day against the Usos.
Yeah.
Interesting strategy from the New Day. They didn't use Big E like they usually use Big E.
Kofi and Xavier, and Xavier was the man of the match.
I agree.
Man of the match.
I think he's by far...
Get him his little award with a bottle of champagne.
He's definitely the most underrated man in the New Day, but maybe that's because before the New Day was established, he's the least established.
Yeah.
Like Big E's a former NXT champion, Kofi Kingston a few reigns as Intercontinental champion.
Yeah.
He was
in the title picture for a long time as well, Kofi Kingston.
Yeah, Xavier Woods has experience elsewhere. He has a great indie experience, especially in TNA, but he didn't have that WWE status.
TNA?
Yeah, he was in TNA before.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was Austin Creed. I think that's where yeah, he's there in his original name. So, but no, the Usos looked to dominate the early stages of the match, but then Kofi looked like he had changed momentum before the Usos reversed Kingston's trust fall into a double powerbomb onto the floor. That was a really nasty bump. Good. Yeah, nice move from Xavier with his roll up facebuster as well.
Yeah,
it looked like Usos would win with a double team.
Can we just go back to the point where he tried to do the flying elbow to one of the Usos and he got super kicked in the air?
I was just going to get to that.
My God.
That was a super kick.
What a kick.
What a move.
What selling.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome displays of guts from Xavier to rope break. Like a long half Boston Crab. He was on that for like at least 3 minutes or almost 2 minutes. A revived Kingston almost pins Jimmy after the midnight hour double team move, but Jimmy kicked out. Somehow Kingston kicked out of a super kick followed by Jay's body splash, which is usually their finisher.
Yeah.
And then after the end of a fantastic match, Woods made Jay fall off the top rope before Kingston hit a spinning kick on Jimmy. Then Xavier finished off Jimmy with an elbow drop from the outside of the ring. Almost the other side of the ring to pin and become
coast to coast elbow drop.
Pretty much.
Shane would have been so happy with that.
Oh my God, if any of you jealous of it, like so. But yeah, that was by far the best match of the night. That's maybe for me like it was like that's probably the most complete match in the sense there was a lot of weird finishes in the cards.
Yeah,
that for me was by far the most complete match.
Oh, by far the most complete match.
Yeah, or
fantastic. Like that was almost to the same. That was to the same level as their Money in the Bank match, but it had the finish this time instead of obviously the countdown last time. Yeah. It's just that these two are just money together.
Absolutely,
and they're gonna go into SummerSlam again and have another match. And I would not be surprised for it to be even better.
2 or 3 falls even.
No, I wouldn't think they'd do that again so close to.
Maybe, but they're having a lot.
They don't need a stip. They don't. They just let them wrestle.
Yeah, they're good wrestling as this. Maybe you're right there. Now, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin. Corbin dominated the early stages with his striking and strength, but Nakamura fought back with his own strikes with some awesome striking sequences between the two. And Nakamura had Corbin down with an axe kick before setting up for his Kinshasa, but then Corbin appeared to be knocked out from the axe kick, and Nakamura tried to get him up. Corbin intentionally low-blowed Nakamura for a disqualification loss and continued to attack Nakamura with his briefcase as well as hitting him with the end of days.
Oh.
Now, it was a good match, but again, it was one of these matches
I didn't enjoy it.
You didn't enjoy it?
I didn't enjoy it at all. I thought it was too slow-paced. I thought it was... I just thought it was really slow, the whole match. And this was my fear that I've been talking about leading up to this match, that I don't think this feud is going to help anybody. And I don't think it did. The finish as well especially didn't help anyone. It's their only finish that they could realistically do to keep both men strong. But you don't need to necessarily keep Baron Corbin strong.
Exactly.
Because he always can fall back on
the Money in the Bank.
On the Money in the Bank. And then they do the rematch. Like, this is the one thing that's really pissing me off about SmackDown recently. They're not having the pay-per-view quality matches on pay-per-view. They're leaving them till the week after on SmackDown.
Okay.
Why?
I think it's a good thing.
It's not really. In the long run, it's not. Because the reason why you are selling the WWE Network and stuff is to have these great pay-per-views and pay-per-view quality matches on the network so you can watch it. When you can watch it on, I'm guessing USA Today is like a cable TV show. It's kind of as standard over there in America. So you're giving away these great matches for nothing.
They have this more on SmackDown, I feel. And I think
that's what I'm saying. SmackDown is the one that's pissing me off.
Yeah, and I think the reason they're doing that is they're trying to compete ratings with Raw.
But they were beating Raw beforehand.
Were they?
They were. There were a couple of weeks that they were actually beating Raw. The thing is, they're not realistically going to beat Raw.
Yeah.
And one thing that we should really just get out of our system from now on,
right,
is ratings. and it's WWE.
Yeah, that's
They don't care.
It's actually nothing to do with us as a Irish fan as opposed to an American fan.
Yeah,
like because
not even
not even our problem.
not even fans and stuff in terms of the company themselves don't care about ratings. If they cared about ratings, you would not have Jinder Mahal as the champion right now.
They care more as exactly. They care
more about selling and money and revenue. You don't get revenue as much revenue from ratings as you do from their subscription sales and their t-shirt merch and live ticketing events and stuff like that.
Hence why you were on about they're not gonna let Brock Lesnar go easily because he's a draw.
He's the money man. Exactly. He brings in the money.
Yeah. Even when we talked about John Cena earlier on.
Yeah.
He's
money
a draw.
man brings in the money.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned the Rock and Triple H feud that they had when they were both young. Like realistically, when you look, if you put them side by side, Rock Triple H feud, Baron Corbin Nakamura feud, they're nowhere near each other.
I never said they were.
But no, I know you're trying to compare like two people on the build and how they can still have good matches and help each other.
In this case, you could argue it was a clash of styles, or at least for this match, if it was a slow-paced match.
That's the thing. That's the.
You're getting red in the face with this.
Oh, just that clash of styles. The way you said that.
You could argue. I'm not saying it isn't.
Remember we had to talk about Nakamura?
Yeah.
And how poor his matches had become in NXT?
Yeah.
And we put that down to a clash of styles. He wasn't facing the right people. Are we at a stage where it's not Clash of Styles anymore, it's Nakamura?
It's too early to say.
Still? I don't know, man.
No. To be fair, here's him going from the end of NXT to the start of the main roster. If we say the same thing about his match with John Cena next week, then I'll be concerned.
And it's been said before, the WWE way of wrestling is not suiting him.
He's trying to make it work the best he can, though.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I definitely know. He's trying his best. But at a certain stage, your style, if it's not WWE style, they're going to change it on you, and I don't think changes for the better for him.
Sure, have to see what happens.
We'll have to see what happens, but Japan, you're not going to have a Japan style match, a New Japan style match in WWE, and that's where everyone fell in love with him because of his style there.
I still think the best match he's ever had in any WWE card was his match against Sami Zayn, his very first match.
His very first match.
Yeah.
Before they could really get a grip on him and tell him how he should be wrestling in WWE.
Yeah. There's a rivalry there. And there you go. There's another reason you can use Sami Zayn. Yeah. Let's move on in the meantime. The women's title eliminator 5-way dance between Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Tamina, Lana and Natalia. Naomi joined commentary for the match. Interesting fact that and this is probably like one of the reasons actually that maybe Natalia went over in this match. It was mentioned by the commentary that it was her 38th career WWE pay-per-view, one behind Trish Stratus for most pay-per-view appearances by a female wrestler. SummerSlam will tie that. Like, so is that just ironic or the facts telling us something?
I'll go back to what I said before. No.
Now why is Charlotte...
No.
Okay. Now please explain to me this time. Why is Charlotte bad to go up against Naomi?
Natalia?
Besides the fact
you mean
that
Natalia?
Why is Natalia a bad match for Naomi a bad match for some? Despite the fact that it's not a money match compared to Becky or Charlotte.
Because her character is muck at the moment. Her actual gimmick is muck. Wrestling style, she can out wrestle any female on that roster. No problem. No problem at all. But her character doesn't allow her to do that. And WWE have made it their job the last couple of years to not make you believe that Natalia is title worthy or title level, even though we know her wrestling ability proves that she is. That is why I don't believe she is. That's why I don't believe her fight with Naomi is the money fight. The money fight was Charlotte.
That was
by far.
I agree, it's the most intriguing match.
Yeah, for SummerSlam, that's the fight that every fan would agree is the money fight, is the prize fight.
Yes.
Because it sets up perfectly the fact that she hasn't had her chance yet. Despite she was meant to have it the first week, but the welcoming committee stopped it. Yeah. Now she's proven that she's earned it. It would have been a nice full circle there to go against Naomi. But they've gone with Natalya, which any other, like, the way Natalya's character is at the moment and the way they're going, like, SmackDown's a lot of opportunities, putting all that together, any other pay-per-view, fine. Their showcase, like, we've discussed it off air, that SummerSlam and WrestleMania now have become sort of showcases at 2 points in the year.
Yeah.
So their summer showcase of SummerSlam is not going to work for someone like Natalya's character, who, like I said, has been basically bashed for years, and she hasn't been able to excel in the way that we know she can.
But in this case, she is a heel in this case now. And in my personal opinion, it was a struggle. May have been weird to see at first, but but she is improving a lot more as a heel. She's been incredibly ironic in the fact that she teases Becky Lynch about, Charlotte about being sucking up to her or trying to mimic her dad, when she's doing just as bad with a reference to Bret Hart, her uncle. And she's becoming like
her dad as well.
I enjoyed that promo she did with her with Naomi backstage. We'll get onto that shortly, but I think it has its capabilities. I agree it's not the most intriguing match in the women's division. Charlotte and Naomi is by far that. That doesn't make this any. It doesn't mean this is like the least intriguing either.
I can understand that. I can. But if you knew you were picking Natalya to go against Naomi for the title at SummerSlam, why then in the last couple of weeks or months haven't you built Natalya to be an all-conquering heel then?
Yeah.
Why haven't you at least tried to build her character to at least get fans in the idea saying, well, she has actually been doing pretty well the last couple of months, so I can understand her having a title match. But no, she's been talking about doing promos about her cats for the last couple of months. And then you're looking at her and it's like, her? She's getting it. The cat lady. The crazy cat lady. You're going the crazy cat lady against Glow. Serious, like, that's what it's going, like, that's the problem. I don't have a problem with the match. The match is probably going to be a good match.
Yeah.
The build is awful. The booking is awful.
It has to.
And it's WWE's problem now. That's what they're doing. And I don't know what's been going on. Since WrestleMania, it's flipped. It's come full circle. Yeah. Where Raw is the good show and SmackDown has been the bad show.
That's the other way around. You think SmackDown's a bad show?
Since after WrestleMania, yes. Raw is actually starting to excel now.
I agree.
And SmackDown has been falling by the wayside.
Slightly.
Now, maybe the loss of Miz could be a big factor in that. They've lost some really good talent to go over to Raw.
Yeah.
And the talent that they brought over to SmackDown, I don't think have been used properly. Because just looking through the people who transferred from Raw,
I wonder if the shake-up involved our writers. Because that would make a lot of sense.
I don't know.
Anyway, in the match itself, Tamina was first eliminated by Becky Lynch's disarmer submission despite constant attacks from the Tamina and Lana double teaming. Lynch then quickly submitted Lana with her disarmer to eliminate her in the match too. Natalya then eliminated Becky by rolling her up with a handful of tights for the pinfall, leaving the match between Natalya and Charlotte. Charlotte showed some excellent ability to counter an armbar by lifting her up into a sit-down powerbomb. Some excellent strength, I should say. However, Natalya managed to counter Charlotte's moonsault and then rolled Charlotte's head into the turnbuckle to get the pinfall win, which was a weird finish. But
a turnbuckle bump is enough to knock Charlotte out for the 3 count. And it wasn't even a proper turnbuckle bump. Her hair hit the turnbuckle. Her head never did.
Her hair hit the turnbuckle.
Yeah, but her head never did. Why couldn't you just use that and then gotten her into the sharpshooter?
Maybe.
Would have made sense. Even a DDT would have made sense because she's just been hit on the head. A DDT, another hit to the head.
Is that is that it?
Yeah,
I see what you mean.
I'm sure she could have done, if she wants, she could have lifted Charlotte up for like a brainbuster suplex.
Yeah. After the match, Naomi tried to congratulate Natalya and offered her hand, but Natalya walked away, refusing to shake her hands. Like, I think the approach Natalya took on SmackDown is that, like, she thinks that Naomi's disrespecting the title by the whole decoration of it, like, as it is, like, so. So that could lead on to an interesting rivalry, in my opinion. But we'll digress on that later, another time. In the meantime, AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens, US title, in a terrific back and forth match. The ref was knocked down after Owens countered the Styles Clash into the ref, which seemed weird actually, well.
normally if you do a ref bump,
That was a really...
you're leading to like a false finish.
Yeah.
There was no false finish.
Yeah,
What was the point of the ref bump?
In this case...
It was the funniest ref bump I think I've ever seen.
That's the thing. It was so unusual, but all the same, AJ reversed Owens' pop-up power bomb and got Owens into the calf crusher. The two then exchanged cross faces until Owens countered
Neither
AJ's
tapped
cross
out
face.
while the referee was down, which probably would have made sense.
Yeah, into a pop-up for the roll-up by a Revive referee, and encountered the AJ crossface into a roll-up for the pinfall win by the Revive referee in a bit of an unusual finish, which we later found out was botched.
Yeah, well, I think we could have told at the time it was botched. They had no replays or anything afterwards, which kind of proved it was.
Yeah, Owens became a 3-time US champion as a result, but apparently, like, AJ wasn't supposed to lose the title at all.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he was meant to lose the title, but that wasn't meant to be the finish.
Maybe.
I don't know, but what happened? Like, what happened with that finish? Honestly,
I don't know. I honestly don't know. John Cena versus Rusev in the flag match. I actually really enjoyed this match now.
I didn't hate the match. I hate the setup, and I hate
the way the match is won and lost. I grant you that
I don't
it's
like
unusual,
that gimmicky match. Yeah,
but it was a very good match. It was the second. You could argue it's the second best match tonight.
like it was all right. It's just
I
had my pessimistic hat on watching this match, because at numerous times, if it was Cena or if it was Rusev, if they were in the ring or they were on the ramp, they were knocked out for a period of time. One person was. The amount of time that was there, you could have grabbed the flag and put it on.
Maybe.
You know, that's why I can't get into these sort of gimmicky matches, because there's... And it's the same with the Punjabi prison match as well. These gimmicky things where you have to get out in a certain amount of time, or you have to do these sort of things, they don't play into a sort of wrestling style, I don't think, too well, because you can easily just grab the thing and go and do it, but you don't, obviously, because the match is booked a different way.
Well, WWE have the habit of being gimmicky with matches like that,
Yeah.
like so, and with the effort to see if it would appeal to the rivalry, and I understand, or at least maybe not understand, but get.
But that rivalry's done now.
Yeah.
Done. It was one and done, which I thought it would be. So why couldn't you just give them a singles match instead of this stupid patriotic crap?
But anyway, it was a very physical match where both men managed to get their flags down. The match was fought everywhere to the point where Rusev gave Cena a follow-away slam on the stage. Rusev also gave Cena an A off one of the podiums, and Cena fought him off. Cena came close to winning the match before Rusev hit him with the flag stand and locked him in his accolades submission. Rusev almost won before Cena stopped Rusev from placing the Bulgarian flag down. Rusev then locked the accolade again before Cena reversed it into an AA through the table off the podium. Cena then placed an American flag on the stands to win the match.
Yeah, good finish. There's one point there that you talked about as well where the stand Rusev hits Cena with, and instead of throwing it away, which would have made sense, he placed it very carefully back where it was meant to go.
And the American stance?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that, actually.
Did you not?
No,
if you get a chance to watch it back, see it. He hits him with the stand itself that the flag goes into, and then he places the stand very gently back on the American side of it there.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't like it, and then the fact that it was like the stage was cut in half with different colour lights of obviously going with the flags, and then when Cena wins, it goes to all the same one, and then there's no pyro because yes, that's exactly what the fans want. Vince, they don't want pyro, they just want silly lights in half on the stage. Yes, well done, Vince.
Cost kick costs for make more money.
Yes, cost cutting. Even though you make $700 million a year, you still want a cock.
They want $800 million a year.
Sorry, yeah, of course, yeah. You want to hit that $800 million.
The Fashion X-Files, the truth is not H. The Ascension claimed they were the ones responsible for attacking Breezango's office, but Breezango were convinced as they thought Ascension went to the Eddie Money concert, which they were bribed for a few weeks ago last Thursday, and they ran away, and then ran away when shown Tully's head. The two were then attacked from behind in the dark while Fandango was being dragged away. The case continues.
Either their little talk there at the end when they come up and say, yeah, it was us. And yeah, well, series finales are meant to be pretty anticlimactic and bad, aren't they? Yeah. Continuing it on. Because it's the best thing SmackDown have at the moment, so it only makes it right.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was going to say that now. Sami Zayn versus...
Who do you think it is?
I have no idea. Maybe it's I don't know. I actually don't know. Who could it be?
I don't know. I thought it could have been like Mojo, because he's He's been making like heel looks the last little
But
while.
didn't you say Zack Ryder could turn heel as well?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with
Maybe
those
it's both
two.
of them.
Yeah.
Maybe it's both of them.
What about, there was a lot of rumours going around that it was Harper and Rowan.
That actually would make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I know.
But do they need to resort to that sort of stuff?
I'm
Trashing offenses and stuff?
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with them being a tag team again.
Oh, yeah,
I am,
absolutely.
yeah.
Sell your differences and be a team again.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn against Mike Kanellis. It was kind of funny how the commentary kept calling Mike Kanellis Maria's husband.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it goes to show where that is, like, I suppose. But Maria once again tried to get involved, tried to stop Zayn from executing his exploder suplex, which distracted Zayn. Kanellis almost got a hold of Zayn, but countered into the exploder suplex and then finished him off with the Helluva kick for the pinfall win. So straighten that rivalry. And then the main event, the Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton, the Punjabi Prison WWE title match.
I'll tell you what. You say your thing. You say whatever you need to say about it, and then I'll say my part.
Well, I'll just go through. One of the doors were locked early in the match before both Mahal and Orton tried to escape. Two more doors were opened and locked during the match as it got more physical between the two, where Orton's shoulder started to bother him. When the fourth door came up, Orton countered Mahal's attempt at the Kahalas with an RKO. However, B&B security dragged Mahal out of the ring before Randy could get out of the final door, the cage door, which then closed. Randy then climbed up the first cage and caught to Mahal on the second cage and made Mahal fall off the cage to the floor. B&B security then dragged Orton to the floor and attacked him with Mahal. Orton managed to fight back and by beating up B&B security with suplexes on the floor and dragging them down on the floor once again, basically treating them like ragdolls again. Mahal then attacked Orton with the kendo sticks before Orton returned the favour. One of the Sings managed to crawl through the cage to stop Orton from escaping, but Orton fought them off to push him back, which led where he fell 15 feet through the announce table. That was actually a good spot, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Nasty bump. Mahal then dragged Orton back into the floor as the match continued. Orton then hit Mahal with an elevated DDT on the floor before attacking Mahal and the other Sing out of the steel cage. And when Orton tried to escape, the Great Khali came back to shake the cage and caught Orton in a chokehold. While still on the cage, Mahal took advantage of this by climbing out of the second cage to win the match and retain WWE title in what I thought was a good match. Definitely the best Punjabi Prison match you've ever seen. I think we can both agree on that.
Yes. That's the only thing I think we're going to agree on.
No, I presume you didn't like this match at all.
It never ended. It just wouldn't end.
I grant you it did feel like a drag, yeah. I grant you that. No, I'm with you.
And I apologise for what I'm about to say, but great fucking Khali. Really? Firstly, he comes out to Jinder's music because his own music was so similar back when he was in WWE. And WWE don't want you to think that they use the same stereotypical music for all their Indian wrestlers, do they?
Actually, yeah, what happened to his theme music?
It's the exact same, except it doesn't have the guy rapping in the middle of it.
No, but didn't he have... remember his heel music from ages ago when he first came here? Why did you use that?
Because it's the exact same.
Unless they sold it or something.
It's the exact same. I swear to God, it's the exact same.
Oh, is it?
Except it doesn't have the rap beat and the rapper in it.
Oh, okay.
It's the same, like, gong hitting. And then I think it's like a little lion's roar or something at the start.
I thought the start was different. That's probably why I got mixed up.
Okay, so... I know recently we've been giving Jinder praise.
We have.
How he's handling the champ. Like, his promos are okay. They're starting to become a little repetitive now because he says the same thing.
Well...
He does. He does.
He changes... He changed
it for the name. For who he's talking about. That's it.
Maybe.
It's just his wrestling style is so boring. Now, I'm going to put that down to a clash of styles. Because Randy has just become boring as well. Both of them have. Mm-hmm. Randy was boring with his Bray Wyatt sort of stuff earlier as well. Mm-hmm. Like, I think he's just become... I think that's just the word I can think of with boring. It's this thing that we went back to when he first won the title at Backlash. It's anytime you see him win and anytime he's doing this and you look at other events, like looking at the G1 as well.
Yeah.
You're looking at Ring of Honor, you're looking at even Impact Wrestling or G-Force, whatever it's called now. Or you look at you look at Mahal as the champion, and you just get this real dose of reality that you're not actually meant to get. I don't think in wrestling that this is a business. This is not a wrestling promotion anymore. We're critiquing a business right now.
Yeah.
He is solely the champion to sell subscriptions in India.
That said,
but
I agree.
Okay, go ahead.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he has put himself in that position to give WWE the idea of doing that by the shape he has made himself.
Okay, let's forget about the change in physical in physique.
It's general improvements.
Let's a general improvement. Okay, let me just put it down to the brass numbers. Okay.
Okay, cool.
If I had told you, if I had told you that there's a wrestler who has been a jobber for 4 years, who has probably one of the worst win-loss records in WWE,
Yeah.
and I'm going to make him the champion.
Okay.
Out of nowhere, with no build-up.
Or a little build-up, certainly.
Yeah. You would, if I was a promoter wanting to do that, I'd be told to get out of business, realistically. Because I'm just not telling a proper story. I'm not giving the fans the right story.
But here's Vince McMahon, on the other hand.
But here's Vince McMahon, who basically owns wrestling at the moment. Owns wrestling business. Not wrestling promotions, but business.
Yes. See, wrestling promotions have a different idea. They look for the best side. They produce the best products.
It's just a huge thing about showing the divide. Like, this guy is meant to be... The WWE champion is meant to be the best wrestler in the company. Mm-hmm. And we need a list the size of Jericho's move list in WCW to find better wrestlers than Jinder Mahal. I'm sorry, but that is true.
Listen,
that is true.
I agree. He's not the best wrestler.
Yeah. Who's the best wrestler in Japan?
The best wrestler in Japan? Yeah. Probably Omega at the moment.
Omega or Okada.
One of those two. For
champion. Sure. Who's the best wrestler in Ring of Honor?
Best ring. Who's champion?
Probably Cody.
Cody, yeah.
Champion.
Fantastic wrestler, yeah.
Who's the best wrestler even in Impact? Bobby Lashley or El Patron? Champion.
Is El Patron champion?
Well, he's suspended, but you know what I mean.
Is it Bobby Lashley still? Because I heard he's leaving.
No, he lost.
Whatever the case.
He lost the title at Slammiversary.
Whatever the case.
But champion.
Yeah.
Even Impact are getting it right. This is how bad it is. Impact are getting it right.
And on Raw, it's Brock Lesnar.
But on Raw,
he's not a bad wrestler, but his matches are short.
He's not there. But
he's part-time
who's
as well.
The best wrestler in WWE?
Best wrestler in WWE is probably AJ Styles.
Pure wrestler. Thank you. He was not, after that night, he was not a champion. He's not even in the title picture. He's in the US title picture.
It seems like the wrestler's title is the US title at the moment.
It could very well be.
Between him and Owens.
But, that's the thing. WWE don't care about wrestlers. They care about, like we talked about, turnover. They don't care about ratings, they care about turnover. They don't care about pyro to excite the fans, they care about turnover.
Yeah.
You know?
I think you're right. Unfortunately.
And right now, they care about India. You tell me in this time next year, we're not caring about China more than India, that we're not going to see a Chinese WWE champion.
I think what's his name again?
Bing Lee or something like that.
He's going to be
Bing Chan or something like that.
He's going to be champion soon, is he?
If WWE care about China, he's going to be champion. I tell you now, he's going to be champion. All to sell subscriptions. And even though, if you actually did your research into India and what they think about WWE, Roman Reigns is more over than Jinder Mahal. So if you really want to sell subscriptions, you make Roman Reigns champion.
They're doing that from a starting point, though. Roman Reigns is on Raw for one. That's another thing. So that's more of a point then that he could make him champion than in SummerSlam.
And look, just the final point I made on my notes, trying to sum this up.
No, I'm loving this. Go ahead.
Was This was at the height of my anger at this pay-per-view and seeing how this is going, thinking it in a wider sense.
You're going pink even talking about this.
If it was, that's probably just tiredness because I've done a 10-hour shift.
Yeah, but it's gone from pink slowly to red.
If it wasn't for this show that we do here,
yeah,
I probably would have given up.
Really?
On WWE at this stage. After seeing that pay-per-view, I probably would have given up
on WWE in general.
I wouldn't be watching week by week. I'd be going onto the YouTube page and seeing the latest results. I wouldn't be watching it for the wrestling anymore. If I want to watch it for the wrestling, I'd be going to New Japan.
Oh, you're great.
And I want to watch New Japan as much as I can, but I don't have the time because I'm having to watch WWE as well. This, like, they're not a wrestling promotion. They are a business that puts on a weekly TV show that features wrestling.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
How do we define it before? Remember how we defined Raw and SmackDown before? Raw was a TV show that has wrestlers in it. SmackDown
was a wrestling show that
was
a
TV.
wrestling that was on TV.
Do you think now both are TV shows that have
WWE
wrestlers?
in general is a TV show that has a bit of wrestling on it.
Okay.
If you want to see a wrestling show that's on TV, you watch New Japan. You watch Ring of Honor. Hell, you even watch Impact. To a lesser extent. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm getting too heated. I retract that previous statement. Not Impact.
I grant you New Japan.
Not Impact.
I grant you Ring of Honor. I'll even accept any of the Irish and British indies as well. But not Impact.
They're not. But
please don't bring that up again.
I'm sorry.
Now, mind you, I haven't watched enough of it to actually refer to that point, but let's be honest here.
Well, neither have I. I'm just because I'm saying it because I made the comparison.
It's he at the moment. I'm okay.
With the best wrestler being Lashley and him being the champion, you know, at least they're getting it right that sense. It doesn't mean I'm gonna forget that their wrestling style is actually even way decent because probably not. But
we don't know. We don't know
because we do not watch. We do not watch, and we will not watch. Well, I'm not. I don't
choose to anyway.
I have two. I can't watch anymore. Wrestling.
I've had a hard enough time watching that and everything from G1 this week.
But anyway,
we'll move
Daragh
on.
Rant over.
How do you feel after that?
A little relieved.
There you go.
A little relieved. Sorry for like losing it, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway.
Yeah. Hope this is definitely going to be put back like on the highlights. That's for sure.